What does a person need to embody peace and justice? Do they need to be brave and determined, or compassionate and selfless? Can one person equally exemplify all the virtues in a perfect marriage? What does one need to overcome to achieve this goal? To achieve peace and justice is no easy task in whatever circumstance. Somalia is one of the most, if not the most, corrupt countries in the world. There is almost no power structure, the economy is in free fall, and there are criminals everywhere scattered around the country. In the stories The Golden Water and The Goat Rider, the king and queen do not have kids at the beginning of the story, which can signify a weakened kingdom because there's no change, no rejuvenation. Somalia could use a prince and princess to reconstruct the country. Strong changes in structure, because the old ways of doing things are not cutting it anymore. The environment has changed, so why shouldn't how the country is run not? There are a lot of countries that need help and change, whether it takes 50 years or 1,000 years. Slowly but surely they can find peace. People should not be discouraged because they don't see immediate positive results with their attempt to achieve peace. Failure is unavoidable, and one must be able to try again. In the case of the Golden Water, the younger sister had to pick up where her brothers left off. Her brothers failed, which led them to an unfortunate fate, and instead of letting that steer her away, she was motivated to save them and finish their mission. Same goes for Odysseus. He went through obstacle after obstacle and had to make lots of tough decisions to get home to his family. And his struggles were worth it in the end, because not only did he return to his wife and son, he restored peace and justice to his land. Who are the people who can change it, though? One person cannot fix worldly problems alone. There are lots of different people in the world that emulate and value different things. Who's to say all those people are not destined to change the world, and this can be how they do it? Their destinies intertwine with each other to serve a greater purpose, to achieve peace and justice. In the Kanu story, the spider, rat, anteater, fly, and chameleon needed to work together to bring the chief's daughter back. They each had attributes and characteristics needed to achieve their goal. Their success of the mission was solely based on cooperation. Boyd states many of the possible meanings of a work will mean still more when we consider them in a long perspective of human evolution, the evolution, for instance, of intelligence and cooperation. In Psyche and Eros, Psyche was given impossible tasks by the envious Venus to complete, but with the helps of ants, a reed, and an eagle she got them done. In Horton Hears a Who, the people of Whoville need to make enough noise so that the animals in the jungle can recognize their existence. And even though almost everyone was making noise, they were not heard until Lil Jojo made some noise. The fulfillment of everyone's destiny is essential to achieve peace and justice. Everyone's part is important. When playing with dominoes, if you skip one space, they won't all fall accordingly. Fulfilling your destiny is part of a bigger picture. In my first DMP, I talked about how I seeked adventures and chances to test my nerve, but by my second DMP, I realized that instead of being brave and reckless, it was better to take that energy and put it into good work. Instead of partaking in somewhat thoughtless acts, I could use it as a fuel to advance peace and justice. Like Mino in The Marriage of Me, I feel as though I can transform myself into someone who is determined and compassionate. I was having some trouble figuring out what my destiny was in terms of occupation, but one day I was talking to some friends and they asked me what I wanted to be, and without thinking, I said lawyer. I heard myself say it and I wanted to take it back or add maybe, but I didn't because something made me feel like what I said was right, as if it was the correct answer to that question.